look, the violence and harassment against the Asian American and Pacific Islander community is not new. It didn't start with the attacks in Atlanta. It's not gonna end with the attacks in Atlanta. But over the past month, there's at least been a little bit of news coverage of the fact that this exists, that this is going on, which seems like a prerequisite to do something about it. And obviously there has been a lot more talk in the wake of the attacks in Atlanta last week. But has it been the most productive talk? Because Media Matters noted an interesting trend to the conversation over the past weekend. There have been panels about this, which is something, but the panels have often looked like this on Meet the Press, where you have a bunch of people, but none of them are part of the community. And then you even have sort of the acknowledgement of that problem by Chuck Todd saying, the Asian American community has been talking about this for a year, basically, since the start of the pandemic. And it really took the rest of sort of collective political intelligentsia to take notice, sadly, after the tragedy of this week. So he's sort of talking about the fact that they've woken up, but not realizing that maybe not as much as you might have thought. And look, the thing is, we will occasionally get criticized for instance, if there's like a big piece of legislation targeting the LGBTQ community that comes out and we have a show that day, why didn't we have a guest from that community? And it's a perfectly fine criticism. I will say it's a very difficult day of for our very limited booking department to do that. For the Sunday Meet the Press, you got a lot of resources. I think you could probably find somebody from the community. And we have, I think, a worse version of this in just a second, but I wanted to give Amanda a chance. What did you think about this? Are we being unfair? Have you noticed more representation in the media coverage of this than I'm giving credit for?
No, you're not being unfair. It should go to say, if you're talking about hate crimes against the Asian community, and if the problem is invisibility, don't perpetuate that problem by literally not making us visible amongst the experts that you have on to talk about it. I'm only laughing because otherwise I would be enraged. I mean,
yeah,
this is what I meant about gaslighting earlier. Like, you say you want to help, but what are you doing? It's not a lack of commentators or academics or activists or influencers. We're out here. We've been saying, please include our voices. Who made that decision, right? Like who said, yeah, like green light this is okay. Because somewhere among them, they must have seen the irony in this. And the only way I could think about it is that there aren't enough critical voices that are holding, checks to the decision makers within Meet the Press, within these outlets, because just the regular person looking at this would be able to point out what's wrong with the picture.
Yeah, well, we've got another picture, actually in quick succession. This is a video. We've got Chris Wallace. So this is regrettably Fox News talking, not just about the shooting, but about one specific part of this, which we're gonna transition to as well, which is the way that prominent Republicans and members of right-wing media have talked about the pandemic. And so here is Chris Wallace asking if that might have been a contributing factor to last week's shooting.
Guy, you saw that clip of Vice President Harris at the top of the segment, and I think it was pretty clear she was drawing a link between these attacks and President Trump, and especially his talk about the China virus and Kung flu. Do you think that's fair?
I don't.
Oh, he talked more, but I'm not gonna listen to it. Why is he the person that's commenting on that? And is anyone surprised that he thinks that's an unfair thing to say? Yeah, just multiple panels from companies that have massive resources that could bring anyone they want. You know who they could bring? They could bring Amanda on. Actually, Amanda would come and she would talk with a combination of authority and passion about the topic. It would be really easy. And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you've experienced any of the Fox specific coverage of this. I don't know if that's something, Amanda, that you wanted to open yourself up to, considering how rough the last week must have been.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have some self-preservation in me. So I did not engage in that. But look, anyone who wants to just see what the connection is between our leaders' words and the violence that has happened need only to not only look at the data, the rise in it, the facts, the figures, but also ask the perpetrators. Some of them will willingly admit to you that they did it because President Trump said so, right? Like the guy who stabbed the 2-year-old and 6-year-old, he fully admitted to that. So yes, there is a direct link, and also we are saying it. And please listen to us and include us within your panels. It's really simple. Representation matters.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.